Welcome back, everybody. I'm James Cratchville, and I'm interviewing today Nate Furrow, Marist football linebacker. Nate, how you doing?
Pretty solid. It's a good day so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for doing this interview with me. Nate, so let's just get right into it. So the first game you played was about week 4 into the season when we played Butler at Butler. In that game, you recorded a sack on almost 3 or 4 plays. So what was kind of going through your mind during that game? You know, you didn't really get in a lot in the first half, but then you kind of just went in there and you made a big play. So what was really going through your mind during that?
Yeah, I know earlier that week, Coach said I was going to play a little bit more. So I was kind of just like preparing on that, working, just as hard during practice because, each practice is taken at with like the same amount of intensity. So then Saturday came, we flew to Indianapolis. I was like, all right, this is cool. It's my first travel trip really, besides Long Island. And I don't know, I just kind of went in there. My number was called, and I just fell to my level of training, as Coach Willis says. And the play came. I was blitzing right up the middle. I hit the lineman out of the way. I got the sack. It was pretty cool. And then it kind of just went on from there. And then the next week, San Diego, I got 3 more sacks, and that was just a cool. Nothing crazy in particular. I just took advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, a great way to build on that was to go out the next game and get some more big plays. So take me through like your preparation and how you going through a week, because last year, first year with the new coaches, didn't really see a whole lot of playing time. Got a whole lot of time on special teams though. So how does your preparation change from week to week, or really from stepping into a different role from year by year?
Yeah, I mean last year it was less of a focus on like defense because obviously I was on scout and like more on special teams. It was more just a focus on like improving my mentality, going into practice every day, and just like knowing that I'm not really going to play on Saturdays last year, and just really just improving day by day. Obviously it's still the same thing now, but back then it was just like more mentality and fundamentals. And then that took me into this past off season. I knew what the stakes were. I knew that I had to improve a lot, and I ran every day outside in the freezing cold. I worked out with my buddies, myself, quite hard over the winter break, and then it led me into a good spring. And then now my preparation, I kind of have the same thing every day. Mondays, strictly homework, and then do a little bit of film watching on the game that week, and then it's just taking every practice with the same intensity, same mindset, and same violence going up into Saturdays. I don't treat any game different. Like I said, just follow my level of training, and
Yeah, and improve you did. And I had the pleasure of watching you firsthand kind of excel at the role that you were playing in last year, and then when you stepped into the role this year, 52 tackles, 10 TFLs, 6 sacks this season. What really is the motivating factor behind just continuing to go at it every single play and, waiting for your number to be called, but also preparing in that role for when your number is called? What really keeps you motivated, going in and day out?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like all the work I've put in up to this moment, like the people that got me here, going through high school with my coaches, my families. I just like my love for the game too, and it's just like I love seeing like my family be happy as well. Like when I succeed, I love like going into halftime or going when the game's done. And my mom's texting, "Oh, you did so well, you did this." Just kind of doing it for them, and then like doing it for my own satisfaction as well. I just love winning. I love just like succeeding and just like the process as well going into that. I love putting in the work, and when you put in hard work, usually you're going to get decent results.
Absolutely.
That you want.
And that's what you did. You got put in the hard work, and you got great results here going for this season. Still got a couple games left. But my final question here, Nate, is kind of drifting away towards the football aspect and going into FCA, which I know you've been attending the meetings. You bring your girlfriend sometimes.
Yep.
How is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, for those who don't know, how has that affected your life, and how has it affected you playing football?
Yeah, it's definitely taken like a different stance because obviously football, violence, harm, everything that goes into that, weightlifting. But just it takes a step away on Monday nights, which is good because that's like my main like off day. Obviously for everyone, we don't have football, but it's just like taking a step away from football, learning, getting back into my faith, hearing it from you as well. I like that. I would much rather hear it from you than someone I don't know. Because like you being my brother, obviously it's makes it even more inspirational, and that leads into my inspiration on Saturdays as well. Doing it for my brothers, my teammates, and all of that. But it just reminds me that God has a purpose, and my purpose is going to FCA meetings, listening to you, and then just taking what I learned from you, and then what you learned from God, and what we learned from God, and then just applying that into my everyday processes, my plans, my rituals, and just living my life through faith, and kind of just doing God's work and following His plan.
That's amazing. Well, star football linebacker Nate Furrow, thank you.